to do it.
Okay, I got it. There
Okay.
we go.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Fiorentino. I'd like to introduce to you my friend Les Durant, who is into something I've dreamed about for years doing.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea, and I'm fully in support of this, and I would like to see other people start doing this. And Les is going to teach us how to do it, why he got into it, all the fun stuff. It's very relevant. If you're into the paranormal or you're into a UFO study and wanting to learn more about that, you're in the right place today.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you having me on your show. And we've talked off the air and exchanged some really cool ideas, and that's something that I'm very thankful for. I really appreciate that, and thank you so much. So my story is that, and how I got into all of this was I was working at a radio station in Lubbock, Texas, and I kept seeing these shadow figures, and I didn't know exactly what they were, but they seemed odd to me because I was there by myself, and I had recently lost my wife of 23 years. She had passed away due to diabetes and different things, and so and at the time I was just kind of really depressed, didn't want to do anything, but I ended up getting back into radio. It's a big thing that I like to do, and so I was sitting there, and I would see these things go by, these black shadows go by. We call those shadow figures, and it didn't bother me, but I think that it was associated with me. So it got to a point where I'd say, "Hey, just leave me alone. I'm busy right now." And that's the way that I tell people to talk to the shadow figures. If you happen to see them, and if they bother you, just say, "Hey, look, I'm busy right now," and leave me alone. So I was praying about it, and I said, I really would like to meet somebody again, but I didn't really know. But in the back of my mind, there's this girl that I met when I was over on the island of Guam, and we were kids together. And I was 13, and it was no, I was 16, and she was 13. I had a little crush on her. But anyway, so fast forward, and she was going through divorce. So she moved to Lubbock, Texas, and to meet with me. And I told her about these shadow figures, and she said, "Oh, well, I'm a ghost hunter and up in Idaho." And I said, "How do you do that?" And so she said, "Well, I just get my cell phone, and I just hit the audio recorder, and then just ask questions and then play it back." And that's what they call EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. And so we were going through there, and we'd asked the in the building, we said, "Hey, is Shauna, are you here?" And that was my wife who had passed away. And on both of our phones at the same time, it said, "Yep." Like, okay, all right. And the way that we determined this was we took the file and we transfer it with the USB cord to the computer, and then we run it through a program called Audacity. And then Audacity is a free program, and you can go in there and you can look to see the WAV file, and you can kind of see if there's anything in there. All right, well, fast forward to come down here to Georgia to say hi to my parents. They live down here, and we went to a haunted house, and not the kind of haunted house that you think about on Halloween, but one that is haunted by these spirits, and they're mostly little kids, and so they don't know they're dead. But we went in there, and my wife was getting orbs on her camera, and I just thought that was just really fascinating. And they would do what we asked them to do, and it's kind of hard to explain that, but I do have evidence of being able to talk to orbs. Well, we took the video back to Arkansas. This is where we were living at, and I decided, I think it'd be kind of cool just to see if I could catch anything in the sky. And we live pretty flat, and it's a lot different than here in Georgia, but it's very flat there where we were at. And I took my camera and I set it up on this exact thing right here, this little stand. And this is actually an old antenna, just that you put on top of your TV. But I put some Velcro on this on the top, and then I took a phone similar to this, and I just put it on the top like that. Okay. Then I aimed it up to the sky, and I could actually see you know, I flipped it around the camera so I could actually see that it was going up to the sky, and then I just left it there. And you can actually go in and configure it to record a certain amount of time, and I do have all that information too. It's very easy. So I put the video in, and I was watching it, and all of a sudden I saw some planes flying by, and I noticed that they were the C-130s that were flying from Little Rock Air Force Base. And I'd seen them in formation. Now I know about C-130s because my dad used to fly in those and in the Navy. So I was pretty familiar with that. And we lived about 45 miles from Little Rock. So, but I started noticing these little objects. And if you like, I don't know, I think we can, yeah, we can share the screen. Would you like me to show you that video, a little bit of that?
Yeah, let me see this setup here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and try hitting the share screen there and
Okay. Yeah. So
should
here's,
work.
yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the video. This is the video. It's 4 gigs, which is, if you're not familiar with computers, it's quite big. It's about the size of maybe a DVD. I mean, that full. But I'm going to go ahead and start this up. All right, and let's put this right here. And then, all right, now I'm going to share this so you can see it. And do you have a way to do screen sharing? It says that it's disabled. I'm sorry for that, but
Oh, all right. Let me choose that. Can you do it
okay.
now?
Yeah, let me go ahead and try this. Okay, yes. All right, so here we go. I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to watch this right here. Okay. Now, let's take a look and see. Okay. All right. Okay. So this right here is, let's see. Okay. Show all windows. There we go. I don't know, for some reason this isn't working for me, and I apologize for that. I want to be able to show this. So let's see if I can try sharing this. Okay, and go down. Okay, here we go. I apologize for that. All right. So can you see this now?
Yes,
Okay,
can.
all right, great. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the full video. You can actually see the plane right here. I'm going to go back to the beginning to give you a shot. This is the very first thing that you see on the video, and make this kind of a little bit bigger like that. Okay, so this gives you an example of where it's at. Okay, so it's aiming straight up. Okay, and you can see the house and you can see the sun. Okay, and I'm setting this up right here. Okay, now I'm going to go to what I would say the bread and butter of this video, because I actually discovered something last night that was quite interesting. Okay, so this is the first plane. Now this white piece right here, lens flare. So we don't want to include that. And here's the sun. And I can already almost see a little dot right here, but we're going to zoom in just so you can kind of see. And let's look at the plane. Okay. So the plane is flying over just like this. All right. And you can see the insignia on there too. So that'll give you an idea of how high it is. Okay. Now we're going to go over here and boom, just saw something, right? Okay. Now let's go back here. At first, if you look at it, it looks like maybe a bug or a bird or something. So here's the problem, or here's the thing, is that it turns into this. And this isn't really even the bread and butter. But do you see this right here? And it has a little bit of form to it. Okay. Now I'm using a program called SM Player. It's also free. I try to use all free programming, so anybody can do it. Okay, and now I'm going to make it move. Boom. See, like the plane just barely moves, but it goes down. All right, now I'm going to show you something that I discovered just really last night with a friend of mine. We were looking at this and we decided, well, what is this? Okay, so right there. Okay, did you see that little flash up there? Now watch this. Okay, see there's a dot right up here. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little dot right there. We're going to go again. It's right here. Boom, right here. Boom, right here. And boom, right here. And right there. Okay. this is now I'm gonna go back. If you need me to move anything at any time, that's fine. I can do that. Okay, let's leave this right here. Now remember the lens flare is way over here. Okay, and this is right here. So let's move this while in the big screen. Okay, it just appears there. Okay, this is what I discovered actually last night, and I will tell you that many times I'll go back into my files and see things that I didn't think were there. Okay, or I didn't notice them at the time. We're going to zoom in, and this is a good thing about SM Player. It's very easy to do. Okay, right here. To me, that looks triangular. Okay, so we're going to even zoom in a little bit further, and then I'm going to do a screenshot. Okay, right here. Okay, so let's do a screenshot. I'm going to hit print screen. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull out of this, and I'm going to close my SM player for now, and then I'm going to pull up IR fan view. Okay, and I'm going to hit edit paste, and then here I will let me make sure that I'm sharing the right one. Okay, paste. All right, now let me come over here and do this for you. All right, and sorry about that. Okay, let's come over here. Yeah, all right. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. And okay. Oh, okay. Now you can you still see my whole screen?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see my whole screen. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm used to
Well,
using.
the whole video.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I pasted this in here and I'm going to darken it a little bit. This is also another free program. And let's do color corrections. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to darken it just a little bit. Okay, and then gamma correction, maybe there a little bit. Okay.
Now,
Now,
I sort of recall you had a video with one where you really could see a form of the vessel, the
yes,
spacecraft. I'd like to see that one again too, if you can bring that out. One you can see it's just not a white dot, but it's you could see some shape that it's definitely
sure,
something. So
definitely.
after we finish with this, then we can see
Yes.
that.
All right. So now can you see this on your screen okay?
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
the
So
plane.
what do you think about that?
What part
So
point to?
yeah, this is the piece that we did the screenshot of.
Okay, what you
It's right
just
down
saw.
here.
Yeah,
Hmm.
well, it's kind of hard to see because it's such a little tiny white speck.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
I could
and I
see it
get
right
that.
there.
Hmm.
So what I'm hoping for some reason, and I don't know the magic of it, because I have a really good camera, and like last night I tried to get something in the sky and it wouldn't even pick it up. And
Right.
for some reason, your cell phones seem to do a better job at night than my expensive camera that I'm trying out.
Well,
Uh,
I think what you saw is actually my security cam, and I do have one that I wanted to share with you to get your views on. Do you want me to show you the one that has the
sh-
form first before we
Show
get
me,
it?
yeah, show me the clearest UFO one
Yes.
that it was more than just like a little
Yeah.
speck.
Okay, sure. Definitely. So if you can see this, then that works for me. And you can see that I've got quite a few files. These are not just one, I've got tons actually. And the thing is, it's not just one on each video. There's quite a few. Okay. This video is also available for download. And we're going to come over here. We're going to hit browse, bookmarks, and best screenshot. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it bigger and I'm going to zoom in. And the way that I zoom in on with SM Player, I just press the letter E. And I apologize for going through this pretty quick, but okay, now I think this might be the one that you're talking about. So this is about August of 2021. This was at my mom's house. We were visiting, and I did the same thing. I put my camera up in the sky, and aimed it up to the sky and caught this right there. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's. That's, yeah, it's got some definite form.
Okay, now I'm gonna zoom in. Now here's another thing. Do you see this other little object that passes it?
Yeah, there is something, yeah, a little like little white speck there.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely got like a plane shape
Yeah. Now I'm gonna come over here.
or a triangle shape.
See, I've had other people say triangle, which is interesting. I'm seeing kind of a. Do you know what a bicone is? Like a bicone? It would be like two cones sitting on top of each other.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm seeing
All
on it.
right.
But
Okay. Yeah.
now and that's just me. But now I'm gonna go back here.
What's interesting about there's no contrail. If it were
Exactly.
if it were a jet, we should be seeing some little something
Right.
coming out of the rear end, but so far I don't see anything.
Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this in a regular speed. Boom. And then
And
it
then
just
it just kind of disappears, which is
right.
really interesting. A jet just wouldn't disappear in this
Correct.
bright, well sunlit sky.
Correct.
So yeah, that to me is that's something.
Yeah.
Something not normal, not a bug, not a jet plane.
Yeah. It just kind of
Sort of
appears.
shows up as if it's the light is kind of bending around it or something, which was what I would expect to see for a UFO of the type that's using high magnetics.
Yeah, and if you look, you can actually see there's more form. There's like these little bubbles or something, or little,
Yeah, there's something else going on there. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. There's something there. Um, what Les is doing, everybody, is he's doing something I wanted to do for years, just pointing a camera up at the sky all
yes,
day long, because in my thinking, these things are flying overhead all the time, but most people aren't looking up all day long to wait to
you
see
got
these
it.
things. And
You took the words out of my mouth.
yeah, and if we were to do that on a larger scale with many cameras all organized and uploading to a website, we would start getting evidence, a lot more evidence that there's something going on here. We're being visited, and some of these shots are going to be close ups. In other words, the craft going overhead are going to be so big that they're going to show up clearly as some sort of a vehicle, and not,
Uh-huh.
something that you could argue is a bug or some kind of trick of the light or whatever, something
Yes,
you can make out details with, because I've seen some go over my house at night. Had I
yeah,
had a camera ready to go, I could have had a great video of a triangular shaped gigantic object
yeah,
floating across the sky. And if
yeah.
enough people do this like Les is doing,
Hmm.
I mean, he's doing what I dreamed about doing.
Oh, thank
He's
you.
taking action, and I think we need more of that. And we can even expand upon what he's doing, and which we'll get into that later on.
Yeah.
But
So
that
all these, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. So
Go ahead, go ahead.
all these phones right here that I'm holding would be thrown away because none of these phones have service. None of them. This is my only phone with service right here. This is my regular phone. These are all old. These are old phones too. These are Samsungs, Motorola's, LGs. But the good thing is, and I was just given this white one. But the thing is these all work with Wi-Fi apps. So I use this for ghost hunting, but I also use this for recording the objects. And I can even show you on here very quickly. I've got a program, and I'm not selling any programs, but this is a program called Manual Camera. And so what I do is, maybe you can see it on here. Okay, there we go. And then it's got Velcro on the back. And then I have, now here's something that's very easy. These things are extremely expensive. Joke, they're not. This is a door hinge, just a door hinge, but it's got Velcro on both sides, so I can use it any way I want. So what I do is I'm going to aim this way, just like that. That way I can see it when I'm aiming it up to the sky like that, and then I just hit record. Beep. I'm sorry. I just hit record like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can see it. Then what I do is the same thing. I take my my USB, plug it in, and then it'll say allow, and then it'll show you on your screen. You just copy those files, and then I really enjoy SM Player, and once again, it's free, but it's very easy to use because you can zoom in, you can go frame by frame, all of that. But that's how I kind of how I started this, and I want to teach everybody how to do it. And that's one thing that with you is that you've given me some really good ideas. I was even thinking, how would this be to hook these up to a solar farm? Just an array, and you could even run these through somehow. That would be up to you guys. That's up to you guys.
Well, they have solar chargers. I have a
Mhm.
couple of them.
Yeah.
Here, let me go get one and show everybody.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
They're right in the next room. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, nice. Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
That's a dual port model
Okay.
I got from over the web. I mean, this thing packs a punch. This will keep your phone going for a long time. Plus, you got the solar power going. It's going to
Right.
extend your record time all the way up until you fill up
Till
your
you fill it
RAM.
up.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So people can do that.
yes.
And
And the good thing is, yeah, sorry to interrupt. So the good thing is that on these two, let me open this up. Very easy to open it up in the back, little SD card right there. And it's however big.
get
So
the
then when you
biggest one you can get.
the biggest one you can get, and then you go into the to the app and you select use external, and then you just create it that way. But if anybody has any questions, I have a step by step
Yeah,
that's
and you got to be sure you get a size that will work in your camera.
right.
I'm sure they have a max value, maybe 50 gigabytes or 20 gigabytes or whatever it is.
Oh, easy. Yeah, because
Yeah, you want to max that out, and
I
I'm
use the
sure
30.
there's. Go ahead.
Yeah, I use the 32. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I've got
32
a
gig.
30. Yeah, I use 32,
Yeah.
and you can go. Who knows? Who knows? But if you left that there with the charger,
Yeah, and
and
you want to use the highest resolution that the
yes,
camera is,
you sure
because
do.
or you're not going to pick up the details in the sky.
Right. And the good thing about even iPhones, I was given an iPhone 5 that I love. Now it doesn't have an SD card, but it will load up to about 30 minutes worth, but it also goes 60 frames a second at a higher resolution. So the better the resolution, the better frames, the easier it'll be to see these. And that's really the main thing that I like to do. Now, you were talking to me about some night stuff, and I want to show you something that I I have no idea what this is. I'm going to share this with you here in just a sec. All right, and here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me rewind this back and so I can have this ready to go. All right, now I'm going to share my screen again so you can see it. And let's see how this works. Okay. All right, and go down here. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, there's that. And share. Okay, can you see this now?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to make this big. This is something that you haven't actually seen yet. This is something that I wanted to go back and maybe ask you about. I'm going to play it. Let me rewind it back a little bit. You can actually see the time at the top of the screen, right up here, so you can get an idea of the speed.
And that's a good feature to
Yes,
have enabled when you're doing this. I highly recommend. The more data you have to go with your imagery, the more we can learn about what's going on. We'll be able to see patterns. If enough people are doing this,
yes,
you'll say, hey, at this time of night, almost every night, these things show up.
yes,
Or they showed up over here, and then 500 miles away, 10 minutes earlier, they showed up over there. this is what'll happen when we have lots and lots of people doing this.
Correct. And you know, my dream would be to have a class of people say, hey, if you don't want to deal with the files, that's fine. Give them to somebody, upload them, give them to somebody who wants to download them and mess with them, and give them the credit for finding them as well, and say, hey, I found it with your camera. I've done that quite a bit. Now, what I'm bringing up right now, I'm going to bring up my reference shots from last night and night object. Let's see, right about here, 2023. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Night vision object. All right. So here's what I did. I have that. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I,
This
it's
is
on here.
aiming. Okay, this is aiming right up to where you're going to see this. So that's one, because you were telling me that you know, the more data, the better. So I also have this, and then I have the weather. So it was 37 degrees. The humidity was 56. And then this right here, I think, is probably what you would really love. This. I also did a sky vision shot, or a sky map. There's that as well.
Yes.
So,
All I'm seeing is the video so far. I don't know
oh, I'm
about,
sorry. Oh,
I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
seeing
Okay.
the weather. I'm not seeing anything else.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you see my screen right now? Oh, this says it's paused. Uh-oh. Let's see. I don't know why it's paused.
Yeah, it's not playing yet.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry here. Let me share this again, and let's do this. Okay, and share. Okay, now you can. Okay, now you can see that, and then you can't see anything else though, right? Can you see me pull it down?
No, all we can see is this SM player
I see.
and
Okay. Yeah, let me try this right here, and and I apologize because I haven't really done this on Zoom yet, and so but I'm gonna what I'm here's what I'm gonna do.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have to shrink the SM player down if you want to show the other things you.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and stop this, and then I'm gonna do like a regular screenshot. Here we go. This will be easier to share. Okay, now can you see my background?
Okay, yeah, yeah, see the background.
Okay, good, because I want to show you this right here. Do you see that?
Yeah,
Okay, so there's that, and then I have this, and then I have these, and then I have the weather right here. Okay, and then this is from last night. Okay, this is from flight radar at 7:23. There are no planes in my area other than this one way over here.
right.
Okay, now let's put this in the back of our toolbox right now.
See, this is another idea, using the flight radar. I had that idea. I've never done, I never tried to work with it at all. This is good stuff, Les. This is the
Oh,
kind
thank you.
of stuff we need to formalize and put together at some point. And
Thank you.
you're in the forefront of of this viewing of or identifying unidentified objects.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Now we're going to put this in the back of our toolbox for now because we're going to go back to this one I was telling you about. All right, now you can see the SM player pretty well, right? You can see this okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Now I want you to look right around here, okay? And I'm going to let it play, and you tell me what you think.
Okay. Well, something shot across there. I don't know what that was.
Here it
Okay,
goes.
I see something. Well, that is strange because they're in parallel.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Huh.
Okay, so now look at the date. The date's 11/9. Remember, I'm 1,900 feet up on a mountain surrounded by trees. So this stovepipe right here at the top is on top of my house. So what you're
So,
seeing is,
so start it up again. I want to just look at it again
yes, of course.
because there's always going to be people that want to say these are bugs.
Right, exactly. So here we go. Here's again.
What's What's interesting is that they appear from nowhere.
Right.
Um, if it was a bug, it would have to fly in.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to put that once again in our file too. Now, I decided to go back a little bit just to see what else is in here. You can tell I've got a few more bookmarks than usual.
But
So
it's
this,
so weird that they're flying in parallel. The one thing we got to do is we got to make sure you got a light source up at the top here.
that's the moon.
That's the moon. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Um, it's to make sure that your IR LEDs are turned off when you do this
right.
in the future,
Yeah,
because
now with that,
that'll
I'm
pick
not
up
sure.
insects.
Right, exactly. And so I'm not exactly sure about this. So because I have it's just an old security camera. I can show it to you real quick. Here, it's right here. This is a Wi-Fi camera. They're pretty inexpensive. They're less than $100.
Mm-hmm.
I put this on I've got two tripods, and I just aim it up, and then I go into my app, start the app, and hit record. Then I just let it record all night, and then I go back and hit stop, and share the video, and that's how I get the video into my system. Now here's something I discovered. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, what is that? Now I'm going to tell you that this looks like it's coming from a place that I've seen before in the sky. That's why I wanted to make sure that I had the sky map. Now this is from 11.9, but this is what I discovered. Look at that.
Now, the one that really strikes, the one that shoots the stuff out.
Oh, you want to see that one? Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
sure.
is one that's much harder to explain as an insect.
Yes, exactly. I'd love to show you that one. And this
As
is light beam shoots out of the
far
sky.
as I
Yeah.
know, insects don't do that. Uh,
Right.
to the in the way that
Yes,
we saw what what we're about to see.
exactly. Okay.
I mean,
Now,
I've seen similar like shots like that from NASA
oh wow.
in outer space. I saw one
Yeah.
that does exactly the same thing. It looks like it's shooting a beam out. It's not really a beam because you can make it out. A light beam would be so fast you could never see it. So it's actually shooting some stuff out.
Yes. And right here. And that's what we're talking about. Okay. So let me kind of go a little wide out so you can maybe see it a little bit better. It's 11/19. It's January 1st. So it's quite cold outside. So let's take a look at this regular speed. Here goes. Boom. Okay. Now, if you want to, it's might be a little bit hard to see, so we'll do it again. Here goes. And right about there. Let's pause it. Let's zoom in on it. You can tell that it's coming from something. See how that there's a little black dot there
Yeah.
right here. So let's rewind it back. That's the fun part is kind of, I just call it playing with the objects. Okay. It just it just appears, right? So it goes ta-da, boom. Okay.
Yeah. That one's tough to explain. Um,
Boom.
if it were a bug, there wouldn't really be a trace like that. I mean, you would see it moving frame by frame, and it
Yeah,
wouldn't stay. Part of it wouldn't stay at where were at the location of the origin point.
makes sense.
So that is a tough one to explain. That's some interesting footage. It looked very similar to what I saw from
Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
NASA footage.
I just I just discovered something else here just now as we were talking. Look at this. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now I'm going to show you the other bread and butter piece on this right here. That this is very profound, actually. Right here. Okay, so the time is 11:37:22, and this has 25 frames a second. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, do you see that? Boop. What is that? Boop, boop.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back and just let it play. Let's go back to 21 seconds. Here goes, and Boom. See how quick it was?
Now, what is this on the right? Are these trees or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these are trees over here.
All right. I want you to play that other one that flew across the screen again.
Oh, the one that I just saw. Yeah. And I don't even know if I bookmarked it. Let me come back over here. And that's the fun part. With the security footage, you can forward it pretty quick. And I'm trying to think where that
See
was.
now all these things, see all these flashes that are occurring here,
Mhm.
little blips, those could be close-up bugs or something.
Okay, here, this is what I just, this. Okay. Okay, now we both kind of discovered this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna browse bookmarks and I'm just gonna put strange object. We don't know what it is, but we're gonna add new. Okay, J-E-C-T. E-C-T. Okay, there we go. All right. Now let's watch this. We're gonna do it regular speed. Okay. All right, let's go back and we're gonna zoom into what it is right here. And it looks like it crawls. It does look like it, but now I'm,
Well, they go at the very end, whoop, and move it over to the trees a little bit.
yes, I can do that. Okay, so I'm hitting the Alt button, and then I'm going to hit this over here to move it. Okay, and
Now, if this thing is in deep space or outer space, it should not go in front.
right,
See, it
and
it kind of dies at the trees,
it does kind of die. Okay,
which is good for you.
okay,
Because if I could see it flying over the trees, then it's
mhm,
something really close,
yes,
something between you and the trees.
yes,
But if it disappears at the trees, which it looked like it did,
mhm,
you know, that's an awfully coincidental thing. It's probably way up and high in space behind the trees.
correct. Yeah,
So, so
and
that could really be some sort of UFO.
and the thing is lately me and my wife both saw two objects even during the day that flew over and went behind the trees and they were gone. And she said, "Hey, honey, what is that? What is that? What is
And
that?"
that is big help in
Uh,
verifying that you got a real thing going on here.
yes, yes.
You
And
can
so
line it up to some, you know, object.
right. And see, then there's these things like this, like what is that? I get those a lot. Uh,
Again, with you having the trees, there is a is something you can, you know, a reference to.
Oh,
Uh,
this is my favorite one right here, actually. I don't know if you even saw this one. Okay, so watch up here where my mouse is. I'm just gonna let it go.
wow. You know,
Yeah.
the thing of it is these things,
Okay.
uh,
They generally call these rods or skyfish or sky,
right.
I think. So we're gonna do this again. Let's play with it. We're gonna make it go back here. Woo! Bam. So it's coming out of the sky. Now, is it ET? I don't know. Is it something
Well,
else?
it just shows up, you know, if it's a bug, it should come from off screen and then show up. But this thing just sort of shows up,
Yes, it
not
just
from off screen, just suddenly appears.
yes, it just appears, and you can go through and the thing is, we might just see something and say, "Hey, what is that? What is that?" Now, I do have some planes that go across. Okay, now I'm going to show you one that I caught last night, and I think you're going to enjoy this as well. I'm so the reason why I do this basically, it's just a treasure hunt. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't,
it's fun. It's a, you know, fun, interesting stuff. You never know what you're gonna find.
and then I leave it up to you guys to try to dig in a little bit deeper. I don't say, "Oh, they're from here, or they're doing this, or they're doing that." Any conspiracy, I don't do that conspiracy stuff. I really don't. I'm not into that. But what I like to do is I just like to say, "Hey, I found something. Can you tell me, am I finding it right or what?" If that makes sense. but I also wanted to make sure that I do have all of the evidence. Now, this is from literally last night that I picked this up. And this right here is something that I took a picture of I did a screenshot from the flight radar, and I was able to pick up some very interesting stuff. And let me go right up
Yeah,
here.
eventually, what I hope you can get to do is have the flight radar, the
Ye-
compass, the
All
magnetic field detector, the compass, various things all maybe in the four corners,
yes. Okay.
simulcasting along with your object to see. I mean, do you ever see anything on that radar screen that you got with where they're showing the planes or
Oh yeah.
that they're unidentified?
Uh,
I would be curious if they
I,
allowed that.
I don't know.
So
That's
what you
a very
would
good question.
normally see is just the planes and you would have some other object. But if that other object showed up and as an unidentified radar blip, that would be cool. But I think all they show is just planes.
Yeah, they show the planes
So
and
if you saw that there was no planes there, yet you were seeing something in the sky, that would be a little bit of evidence. It wouldn't be conclusive, but
yeah. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is from literally from last night, 7:14 p.m. You see all this junk on here. So let's go back. We're gonna review. Now we're gonna go back to the files and all right. Okay. So here's my compass, and I don't mind giving out my address. Who's going to come see me up here in the mountains? Okay, so this is aiming that way. North is this kind of gives you an idea of where it is in the sky. This right here is a picture of where it is in the sky.
mm-hmm.
There's your latitude, longitude, all of that. And then here is this, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but I just decided to take a picture of it. That way, you guys who can do the math and all that, that's great. So there's my pipe on top of my house. And then here is the weather. So we can see that it's 37 degrees, 86% humidity, and I'm not sure about the barometer, the dew point, and visibility is 10 miles. Okay, so that tells you, that gives you an idea of kind of where I'm at. And this says for Mineral Bluff, it just says Gilmer County. All right, and then one more, no, two more pieces of information. Okay, this is flight radar at 7:23. So
Now,
let's
where are you getting this flight radar? Is it from an airport or is it
no,
some?
this is it's an app.
It is an app. I think I've seen an app similar to this one where it's
Yeah,
just showing all the planes flying all over.
yeah. So you just pull it up and it's now
I
they
wonder if any of the airports allow or stream their radar screen at all. That would be
now
very,
yeah,
very, very
that I
interesting.
do not know. So we can okay, so this is called flight radar 24, and I'll put up here and it'll tell me whoever's flying above me right now. But I can see if you look even on the screen right here, you can see there's a plane right here, and then there's a plane over here by Clayton. Okay, there's quite a few planes up here right now. Let me see if I can turn this down. That doesn't really help. But there's tons of planes right now above me. So the good thing about flight radar is you can rewind it back. So that's what I did here. So 7:23. So we'll keep that in mind. Now, let's go over here. No, and I apologize if I'm kind of going around a little bit, but I'm going to go to 7:23 and get to the meat and potatoes of this one right here. Okay, 7:23. All right. So let's make it, we'll go wide. Okay. And now I'm going to rewind this back so you can see it. Look how bright this thing is. This is just regular.
Yeah, that's really bright.
Now
And it's
remember,
not
there's no
and
plane.
it's not moving like a bug either. Bugs
Hmm.
are jittery. This is a fairly straight path. If it were to do a right turn or a left turn, that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in even a little bit further.
And it's just one solid light.
Do you see that glitch? Look at that glitch on the camera.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a glitch
That,
there. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Okay, and go back over here.
Well, it's definitely unidentified.
Yeah, yeah. That was last night with this old, $60 Wi-Fi camera hooked up to a tripod. Now that's not all, of course. Let's go back now because I had you in mind. I had you in mind. So I came over here and I started it because we were talking about because I can't really. I mean, I guess I could turn off the infrareds. It might be kind of dark, but when you see this, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about here. So do you see all these funky little things? I mean, look at that. It looks like it's raining almost. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, now here's what you're gonna see me walk up. Oh, there we
See
go.
that's what we got to do is turn off your infrared light. The fact that you're being lit up means any bugs that are flying close over there are going to get
Mhm.
lit up, and they're going
Right.
to be these dots flying around. So that's the thing we need to turn off. So you're
Yes.
not going to pick up. There will be no doubt. If you're seeing something little white, something up in the sky, that or I'm almost thinking it
Look at
would be
this.
helpful to put some solid object up about 20 feet, 30 feet above you and
Here,
hopes it flies behind it, which then gives you more evidence.
check this out. Do you see where my mouse is?
Yeah, I see that.
Now watch this. See how that was still
Well, that could be some lens flare or something, I guess. I don't know.
okay. Now we're gonna go back. And then I think if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw an orb above me and then walk away. So that kind of gives you an idea of that. Now, too, now let's yeah, yeah, definitely it could be a bug. Now let's go back and take a look at let me minimize this here real quick. I apologize.
See
Okay.
the tree,
Now
you
I'm gonna
got
go
the trees in there, which is helpful. If something flies behind them, that's not a bug. That's the real deal.
right.
If, in other words, or if the thing flies and you can still see it when it's in the trees, then it's
Mhm.
probably something very low.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. So it's 37 degrees and there's no wind, it's calm. And of course there's a little bit of a dew point. I mean it's the humidity is not too bad. I mean it's 56. So based on that, now this would be my argument. This is just my own personal argument. Do you know of any bugs that are swarming like this in a pattern at 37 degrees on January 15th? You see how that one that so this is just my argument. Um
Yeah,
and then
those are not, maybe they're orbs, maybe there's something else, but
right,
most people are going to say those are just
not
insects flying in front of the camera.
exactly. Yeah. And so that right there, that's something that is totally in a different, realm. Now, this does kind of make a curve if you look at it, right? It does sort of make a curve,
Yeah, it's slightly curved,
a
definitely.
slight curve, yeah. And it's also flying in a pattern that is not the same as normal. But I'm going through this right now. Who knows? We might just see something. And it's a pretty clear night. And I now, me and you've been also talking about frequencies and stuff like that, and that's that's a whole nother discussion too, because now see, look at this.
Well, it's blobby like that because it's out of focus. Your focus is way off in the distance. So if that's
Yes,
something close to the lens, it's just going to be a big smear.
right,
I
exactly.
just went to this AirNav radar box website and it's got virtually every plane in the sky
Oh,
all over the world.
okay,
I'm amazed, and it's apparently it's free. I mean, I could see
okay,
the whole world. Everything in the United States, all the planes flying across the ocean, all
yeah,
the planes in Europe. Uh, This you could have focused in, and you're in Georgia somewhere, so I'm going to zoom into Georgia. So if you go to www.radarbox.com,
Okay,
oh man, this app is unbelievable.
let's try this. Okay, it's
And zoom in on your spot, you could have that in the lower corner, zoomed in, streamed along with um
and it's called radar.
it's yeah, radarbox.com.
Okay, there we go. Oh yes, I can already tell. Oh wow, nice. Okay.
Now if you go to
Yeah,
Georgia, yeah, it's just showing Europe right now. We don't care about that.
yeah, let's go ahead
Get
and
that
put
stuff
that.
out of the way.
Oh, look at all that. Oh, let's see, right here, current location.
It looks like you're in Newfoundland
Me.
here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh
I
yes.
mean,
Oh
look
wow.
at it, all the plane information and everything. It's
Woo! Wow, this is beautiful.
so what you want to do is just have a zoom
All right,
of
let's go back.
that part over Georgia, your location, at the same time you're seeing the dot go across the screen. If there is a corresponding plane, then you
Right.
know
I
uh
really like this.
it's an airplane.
Yes, I really like this. So the thing about that is, where did I even put it? Oh, it just kind of went away. I must have closed it. So the cool thing about that, yes, I did see one that said blocked. That was odd. It just said blocked as far as the that. I'm trying to think. Let me show. I'm trying to see if there's what else we can show you. Uh,
I would love to see if it didn't blocked. Yeah, blocked. That's a
right here.
plane, but it says blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah.
So apparently that's a flight mode that's allowed. I don't know why that would be blocked unless it's a military aircraft or something of that nature, which would be, I imagine, the main reason why the the detailed flight information is not available.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we can look up at some point
And
someday and
I do
find that
have
out.
now, depending on my internet speed, that's something else that I'm thinking about getting sponsors for objects and orbs, and that's just basically my team. You know, you're part of my team, but just so I can get faster internet, so I can do a it's called Open Broadcaster, where I can go in there and I can have that as a screen. I can have the compass as a screen. I can have anything else as a screen, and then save the whole thing, just what you're talking about, and do it that way.
Yeah,
I
you want to have the faster internet, or because even here now you're kind of breaking up every now and then because your internet is straining to keep up.
Yeah.
So you want to have a fairly high speed internet.
The
Uh,
good thing is that we are about 80 miles away from Chattanooga, and I don't know if you know, Chattanooga is what they call a gig city. It's supposed to be the highest, the fastest internet in the Western Hemisphere.
hmm.
So yeah, so I would love to be able to get linked into that. We're not too far away, and fiber optics, so there's a very good possibility that here before long I could do it. Now, my personal situation is that we are renting this house, and the owner is paying for the internet. So, and
Yeah, okay.
he lives in North Carolina, so not too far away from where we're at. But we just need to say, hey, can you call the internet place and see what we could do, and go from there, and we'll just add that to our rent.
Yeah, that's a good
But
idea. But
but
I'd like to see, a streaming version of this. You're doing the
yes.
recording now.
Mhm.
But at some point, what I would like to do or like to see is a website, and I can help you put one
That would
up
be great.
or
That'd
whatever.
be sure. That'd be fantastic.
Um, Whereas people and we come up with some scheme where there's a camera you use, not it could be a phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, but
Absolutely.
that's a lot of data to stay online all the time. I don't know if the phone company is gonna, and I don't know if there's some if you're using terabytes of streaming data, they may not like that. So it would have to be a good camera not a cell phone
Right.
that's hooked directly, to the internet through your Wi-Fi or the other people's Wi-Fi,
Mhm.
pointed up at the sky on all the time.
Yeah. Put it on my top of my roof.
And then we have a website where people could go and look at these cameras.
Yes, and be able to rewind it. That something like that would be fine as well.
Well, we could archive as well,
Yeah.
save that I would recommend doing to YouTube or something,
Mhm.
in conjunction with your YouTube site, or just because we don't need to archive where there's nothing, there's just nothing
Right.
going on. We just really need to save the files for a while, look them over, and that's going to require some
Yes.
work. And I don't know,
Well, I'll tell you the way that I do it
how
is
that's going to happen.
I have a Google Drive, and I did purchase a large amount. I think it's about 100 gigs. It's not that bad. It's like $10 a month. But I upload my videos, and then I have a link. So this 3-hour video that has the deal shooting down, you can actually go onto YouTube and watch it.
Hmm.
And it doesn't have a description because I don't want to imply that it's anything. I want you to make up your own decision as far as what it is.
Well,
The
you
other,
could certainly say it's an unidentified object.
that's right.
And
Yeah.
that's not being dishonest or anything. I
Right.
appreciate you wanting to not lead
Yeah.
people on or be dishonest, but you do have to put some description in there so other people can find
Yes, where
your
it's at.
videos. Otherwise, they'll just remain hidden, like a little
Yeah,
needle in a haystack.
yeah. So
Uh,
basically, the reason why I uploaded that is as a presentation or a gift to the people of my channel. Because whenever, if you're a member of the Objects and Orbs, on YouTube channel, every time something new comes on, then that comes up.
yeah,
Now,
definitely,
if
definitely keep doing that.
yeah, now
Eventually, you're going to catch something that's at lower altitude.
yes, yeah. The
Maybe
more
4 or 5,000 feet, that's going to be something you could really make out some detail. And
yes.
the more people doing this,
Mhm.
the higher the chances that's going to happen. And eventually we're going to catch some really amazing footage that's going to leave absolutely no doubt
Exactly.
we're being visited
Right.
uh, from,
Exactly.
by other worlds.
And if you want to just do it at home, if you just want to do it on your own, this is a really old Motorola that was given to me. But it does now. This does my ghost stuff. This does my paranormal. This works good for that. The camera on here is probably not that great, but this would have been thrown in the trash, and who knows where it would have ended up. But it ended up in my hands, so I can use it very easily. I just went in and reset it. Very simple, very just reset it, and I put Spirit Talker on here, and on
Now, if you're not, the phone is not on a telephone network, how do you get the app from one phone? Or how do you
Wi-Fi.
get, you just
I go to Google.
Wi-Fi transfer it?
No, I
Like,
go to Google. You can still use your phone for Google Play. So I just come up here.
oh, you hook the phone up to Wi-Fi and you can get to the internet.
Yes, you can still use it on the internet, and you can still go to Google Play and download your apps. That's very simple. Okay, so I'm hitting the Play Store right here. Okay, Play Store is coming up,
Okay.
and then I just type in like CX File Explorer is my go-to. It's also free, but I can
So
open it up.
maybe why not Wi-Fi, hook your phone up to the Wi-Fi and stream the phone?
I can do that. Yes, it's called Droid Cam.
Yeah,
Droid.
that's the way. Then you're avoiding the phone company
Oh yeah.
charges.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
This
mean,
is this is a breakthrough in my opinion.
oh well, thank you, thank you.
That's a breakthrough. Being able to just simply use those things and set them up and link them to your Wi-Fi at high speed and stream it up to well, you should, in theory, should be able to do it right to YouTube
Yes, I
as
can.
as well, right from your Wi-Fi, and then have a live show and be watching it
I've been
all day
doing that.
long.
Yes, I started recording up to my YouTube, and we've been doing ghost investigations, even impromptus. I could do it right now with you, and we could probably get some evidence. Uh,
Mhm.
now, did you see the video that I made for you where I give you a shout out?
Uh, yeah, but refresh me because you sent me a lot of them now.
I say a few of them. Okay. Well, I was doing an investigation, and we call it speaking with the spirits, and I even set up my compass for you. I said, all
Hmm.
right. I said,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that
can
video.
you move the compass for Mark? And then at one point it even said funny. I and that was just perfect.
Yeah.
That was golden. But the way that I do this is just very I don't know, it's just it's fun, and it's very laid back. You know, I don't come in here and it's all set up, ready to go, and bam. We just say, hey, let's do it. What do you think? Shall we try it and just go from there? And but it's a fun thing to do. And I also talk to people about the spirits as well, that they're always around us. And I got this new app, and this is my mom's old phone. She just gave it to me, and it's called Spirit Talker Music Box. I'm gonna put it over here on my little thing that I used for the UFO for the very first time. And we're gonna turn this on. We're just gonna turn it on right here and see what happens. It's called Spirit Music Box. Okay. It uses proximity, it uses EMF, and I'm gonna set it over here. It's gonna calibrate. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna hit start calibrate. Okay, now it's calibrating. A little thing's going to go by. If it starts to make noise, if it goes ding, that's generally a yes. Ding ding is generally okay, and nothing else. A no answer would be nothing. Is there anybody here who can move that for my friend Mark? And just move it over just one time for me. Can I show him how it works? Don't be afraid; it will not hurt you in any way. We're also very respectful to the spirits whenever they do show up. Now, I'm going to
You
turn
know
on.
what you should do is send me all the apps that you're showing me right now. Just send me the names on
It just went
the
off.
messenger or something, or
Okay,
email.
I
You
can
got
do
my
that.
email, right?
I do.
So I could post all of that under the video of every type of program that you use. So, you know, because there's going to be people that want to get out there and use this stuff and try it out.
Easy. Yeah. And now Spirit Talker and this Spirit Music Box, there's a little charge. It's like $2 or $3, but it's worth every penny. And people will say that, oh, these are loaded, they're preloaded, and all of that. And I watch these guys called Twin Paranormal on YouTube. They are the best. You hear
There
that
was
go off?
something. Yeah, something went.
Can you do it one more time for me, for Mark?
Stacy.
Oh, who's Stacy? I don't know.
I don't know.
I got a name of Stacy. Yeah. So here's what I do. I'm gonna put this up, and this is probably me. Now I only use what I can afford, which is now, and I only work 2 hours a day. But we're gonna keep that up there. Is there anybody here who would like to say hello?
I can use this.
I can use this. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Said I can use this. Thank you. We'll just leave that right there. We'll just see. Once they start talking to you, they will continue, and it will almost be a full.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that stuff is interesting. I did that once on a ghost tour, and you know, it said various random things. But to psychics that are going out in the field and going to haunted places, I think their success rate is a little higher than me in my
Yes.
office or whatever. But
Yeah. And most
it,
people
it,
don't have 7 phones either. You know.
yeah.
But I
It,
hook them all in
I
tandem.
like the technology though, especially the EVPs where you ask a question and then you let it listen and then you play it back.
This just said correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
I
Yeah.
like the EVPs because you know they give you, if they say something, you'll hear
Ah,
something. And then I've seen lots
yeah.
of demos on TV where they show where it's actually saying something that you can make out.
Yes, I recently did an EVP session, and I hear what we think is called a ghost loop, where it sounds like there's some kind of machinery going underneath us. Now, I'll show you real quick how I even do that. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it on here. Maybe that would be awesome. If we could do this. Well, I'll kind of show you. So I use this program called Audacity, and I'm going to share the screen. Okay, and we're going to do this. Okay. All right, 1 second. And file, open recent files. Here we go. Record 3. Oh no. Okay. Let me. I apologize. I'm going to use this other one. Okay. Now let me share my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing. And all right, I can do this. Okay. All right. Here we go. Share the screen and share. Share. Okay. Can you see that? You can see this right now, right? Oh, it says my screen share is loading.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's loading still.
Okay, it's still just taking a minute. Okay, now I'm screen sharing. This is a program called Reaper, and it's also it's just basically shareware, but it's recent projects. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Now, I also did a. Okay, here we go. Right in here. Okay, I'm just let it do its thing first. License key and by me. Okay, still evaluating. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'm going to move this. Okay, let's do this right here. See if we can hear anything. Can you hear the audio?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Number 7.
Go back over here. Right there. Okay, walking right here.
Frank
Oh,
from last night. Frank.
hey, nice to.
Frank.
Do you hear it? For Frank? So it's
Something. I can't really make it out. It just sounds like a little
okay. Here we go.
boink.
Almost sounds like a duck. Now, right,
Yeah.
I'm using this, so I'm going to crank it up a little bit. Okay, now here's without. And even without, you can't hear it very much. But let's go over here.
Frank.
Oh,
Now, what made that sound? Was that the EVP player or something?
no, that was the spirit talker.
The spirit talker, which makes its own sounds.
Right. Yeah. It just has a voice in there. So what you
Yeah. Okay. So,
right.
all right. The ones that I'm talking about that they show on TV is just basically like your wife was using, just a recorder.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So this one says do it. Do it. Sorry. Let me stop this so it's not so loud. Okay, now this one you can actually hear it say do it. All right, so let me play it. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me turn this down. Sorry. Okay, right in here it says do it. And then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna turn on this. Okay, start that and play.
Well, you hear do it. I just hear a random noise. And it could be because my hearing is not as good as yours.
That's fine. Okay, so let's go to another one. This one, I think it says Thomas, and we've also got that name quite often. So we're going to play this right here. All right, play. Yeah, that one's not very. That one is not as good. Oh, that's this one. Yeah. Okay, this one right here is peculiar. So let's see if we can hear it. So you can still kind of hear something going on underneath, even though it's a little bit
Yeah, these are not definitive.
yeah,
It's just, I need to hear like the actual words.
sure,
All I'm
sure.
hearing is clips and blips. And but the tools and the stuff that you're using is really good stuff. So
Thank you.
we should have a list of all this stuff that people could go and try out
Oh,
themselves,
yes, of course. And I
and
actually
set up.
do, yeah, I do have some really good EVPs. I have one that says Que Paso, and that was from the radio station that I worked at. But all of these things I do have, and even if we wanted to do a whole nother like paranormal type show and go from there, but I could, would have that available too. So once again, it goes back to these cell phones to where all you need is just not an audio recorder on it. And you just hit the record and just set it out there and ask questions, but ask them in a polite way. Is there
Right.
anybody who could say something? What's your name? And then when you do that, go back and listen to it. And you can use any of these programs. You can use Reaper, you can use Audacity, you can crank them up and you can amplify them. And it's a lot of fun. It's
Well, I'll
something.
put all the names of all the programs you're using underneath the video, because I
Yeah,
think a lot of people are going to want to try out this stuff on their own, see what experiments they can come up that, maybe they can get some evidence that's really, something that stands out. The more people that are doing it, the better
yes,
the odds of proving something
that's
one way
exactly
or
right.
the other.
That's
And
exactly
I'm all for that, because I'm kind of, I'm definitely into spiritualism and everything. Anybody who knows me knows I have that aspect, and I give great respect for it. But I also like science, and I like hard evidence. And in
yes,
this business, trying to mix the two is tricky. But
yes. Did
I think it's possible. And I really want to focus on the UFO stuff that you're doing and that UFO
yes.
work,
Oh, of course.
because that's going to get us some evidence. So I'd like to just say and encourage you to keep going, keep doing what
Thank
you're
you.
doing.
Thank you.
Um, Eventually, maybe you get a website where you put up these things. You got the YouTube now, so give
Yes.
everybody your YouTube name so they
Yes.
can find you.
It's objects and orbs. Objects and orbs, like objects, like flying objects, and
Hmm.
orbs, like spiritual orbs.
Right.
Spirit.
So that's your YouTube channel name, Objects and
Yes.
Orbs. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
So hopefully, more people will come over there and sign up,
And I have a
and
group
maybe
on.
even send you some of their pictures.
I
There's
get that a
probably,
lot. I get that a lot.
you
People
want
send
to
me.
put that up there too. You
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole point of it, especially if they have videos.
Yeah.
And if you have a website, you could do
I
both
I do. I've
pictures.
got. Yes, I do have a Facebook group called Objects and Orbs as well.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah.
And it also we focus on the science. We don't focus on any conspiracies or anything like that. I don't really like that stuff, but just what we can find with the science. And you've given me some good information. Even by having a compass on my phone, if I can see an orb affect the compass, which I have uh, even evidence of that. I don't know if I had ever shown you where my an orb turns off the tri-field meter, but that is something right there. I use that as evidence, because it's just something that I can talk to people and just show them very in a simple way, in a down to earth way. Even here in Georgia, I can say, "Hey, what's going on? Do you have this evidence going on in your house? What have you seen?" And just talk to me about it. And I can say if it sounds like it's paranormal. I've also come up with the term that just something I'm thinking of, that there's paranormal, which is inside the house. There's extraterrestrial, which is outside of the house. But in between are those orbs that we see on my videos. I call that paraterrestrial because those orbs, you don't see those things come in the house. I don't really ever see those arrow.
Some
those
people see them
lines.
in the house.
They do.
I mean,
Yes, I do,
okay.
and I have seen those. Now that's what I would call like paranormal, but paraterrestrial as well, because who knows what they are. But let's see terms. Oh, I know. Do you have time for one more video real quick?
Yeah, one more.
Okay,
We'll
yes.
do
Okay,
that.
so I've got one more, and this is where I'm going to show you. This is something that I want everybody to see. This actually will explain a little bit about. Here we go. All right, let's do this. That's the same thing. All right. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna share this to you. Share my screen, and then we're gonna do this really quick so I can do this here for you. Share screen. All right, and do that again and share. Okay. Now can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my tri-field meter. It's a little bit out of focus right now. We're gonna come over here. Now you can
So
actually
the tri-field meter senses electrostatic field, a
yeah, EMF and RF, and
that's electromagnet, and then magnetic field and electrostatic field
and RF too.
and
Okay.
RF. Yeah, just radio
These-
frequency.
In this video, it's a little bit blurry, but you can see that there is battery charge up here. It's on zeros. It's saying zeros. This right here is a spirit box. What happens is it goes through the frequencies, and you'll get names and you'll get words that come out of that. That's a whole another part of this. But what I want to show people, because people, when they see orbs, they say, oh, that's dust. Well, okay. This right here is dust. I'm from Lubbock, Texas. We have haboobs. This is dust. Okay, now, all right, now, so let's go back over here. I'm going to look at this, and I'm just going to forward it through a little bit. Okay, now, look how the tri-field meter is already reading. See how it's reading?
Yeah.
Okay, now watch this. An orb will come up. Oh, and there's one orb goes by, and here goes. Boom. See how that orb is that, and boom.
Yeah, I see I actually see an orb there. I have no
Boom.
idea what that is. Yeah, and the meter, see, that's some kind of evidence going on there.
Yeah. Boom. Now, I will also tell you that now my tri-field meter is my baby. I'm going to unscreen share here, right here. Okay.
I wonder if that would pick up UFOs at all.
Maybe. So what I did was I took my phone and I hit record. It was very quiet outside, and I was getting frequencies, and this could be a whole nother show. I was getting frequencies that were peculiar. We'll just say peculiar. And it was quiet as can be. We don't have any we don't have any leaves on the trees right now. It's just very quiet. You might be able to hear some dogs, but this is my baby right here. This is my tri-field meter. This right here is about $180. It's worth every single penny.
I think I might get one of those. I'm gonna read about that today. That might come in handy.
Go to trifield.com. Okay, now here is a
I wonder
magnet.
if they have a meter that hooks up to the computer that you could continually stream data into the computer. That would be handy. Is that a magnet you're putting up there?
Yes.
So, all right, it does do static magnetic fields or slow moving magnetic fields. I
Now,
can't really see the screen because it's just all white.
it's all white.
Yeah.
Now I can also send this to RF. Now here's what really got me the other day. We had a tornado warning down here. I don't know if you heard about the tornadoes in Georgia.
Yeah.
All of that. Okay, we live about 100 miles from Atlanta, so we live up in the mountains, but we got a lot of that rain and thunder and lightning like you would not believe. My EMF app, even on my phone, was telling me that it was in a high range. It was like 78 EMF. I went around the house and tried to find it, and even with my tri-field meter, at one point it would be 0, and then all of a sudden it would be 65. Do you hear it?
Well, you got,
There's something there.
all kinds of lightning going on in a thunderstorm. So that's really powerful EMF coming out of there.
Right. And so like right now, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but
No, it's too quiet. You can't really
Yeah.
hear it.
But
Yeah, I'm
this
gonna
right
have to
here,
investigate that because that
this is
could
my
be a
baby,
very, very handy.
Trifield.com, I think, is I would get it directly from them.
I wonder if they got a purely digital hookup to the PC version, and I'll look that up later
Yeah.
after we're done.
So yes, so this right here. So the more equipment that you can get, the more meters and all of that. Now, of course, I'm pretty techie, but sometimes like you
Oh
would,
my goodness. I'm just looking. I just looked on the internet for some of these meters are
oh no,
$25,000.
no, no. Go to
46,000. Oh my
uh,
God. That's a good meter.
yeah, yeah.
Now I
It,
see some here like the one you know, $180 and
yes,
224. That's not bad, but I
yeah.
can't imagine what the heck.
And
Well,
that's
some
my
of
big,
them are just EMF meters, so I don't know.
and then my next thing that I would really like to get would be a frequency analyzer, like a sound analyzer that will go really low and really high. And we've been talking about this too, and that's a whole nother might even be a whole nother show as far as the frequencies and how that works and the binaural beats that we were talking about that too.
Well, getting back to the UFOs,
Yes,
really what I'd like to see happen, and it's totally up to you if you ever want to do this or not,
I would love to.
is to get on screen the compass to tri-field meter, uh, a location kind of denoter or something that, and then the main part of the middle there is your actual view, but everything on live at the same time streaming into a website or at least being recorded with and the other part where you had the location, date and time, and that's all
Yes,
good. So you got, you know, 4 quadrants, and then you got your main screen with whatever's happening, and maybe even the radar would be
that would be cool.
that would be cool if you could
I can.
stream all of that into one image
Mhm.
that's going out.
Yes,
Would be the ultimate
yes,
observation station.
right.
And if you could set up some sort of way to do that through, maybe through the phone and maybe a simple app.
There's a program called Open Broadcaster that I can do that, and I can actually choose the different choose different scenes, and I can create them that way.
I mean, if
Uh,
it could do your whole phone desktop with all these 4 or 5 things running at once somehow, I don't know.
yeah,
There's not a lot of real estate on a phone, but uh, certainly with an iPad, you got a shot at it, and then with a regular PC, of course, you can do really well.
yeah. Can you
Uh,
see this? Okay, so this right here is Open Broadcaster, and
mhm.
with that, I can create scenes. So if I want to have my cam, if I want to have a screen, so like I'm going to send this over right there. This is what you're going to see. I can
Mm-hmm.
bring out, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a source. If we have just a quick second, I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to add a source, scene 2. And then I'm just going to add you. And let's do a window capture. And we're going to create new. We're going to hit OK. And then I'm going to choose that, no, or that. There's my Reaper and screen
Oh,
share.
it's like putting everything together into one broadcast stream.
Yeah, so I can do that, move that over there. And then let's say I want to,
That's like perfect. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. I'm glad you showed me that.
yeah, and this is an Open Broadcaster is free. So let's pull this up here, and then I'm going to do and this is all just an idea, right? As far as this, not really all set up, but you can choose your sources, and it's quite simple. You just do your capture. You can capture your browser. You can do a screen capture. Let's add another one. Hit OK, and let's see what else we
So
have.
what if I had 3 videos? I just wanted to blend them together. Can
I
this
can
thing do that?
Yes, I can do that. I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to add, let's see, do that one right there, and we're going to,
Definitely add this one to the list you send me. This is some great technology.
thank you. Yeah, this is just very simple. So, so here's my my player, so you'll be able to see it. I'm gonna turn the volume down so it's like that. Okay, and we'll come over here. You can actually see it moving up there. See how it's moving? And let's do this right here. Move that, remove section. Okay, let that play. So you can actually see what's going on over here. And I'm gonna do SM player. Oh yeah, okay, let's do that. And then
So
we're
can
gonna,
you put on right now our video into one of the corners?
yeah, let me try. I can do that. Yes. I mean, I could let me try adding this screen video capture, window capture. Okay, and do the source first. Need to, oh, there's that. So we can add that as well. So we have this one. Okay, now I'm gonna create a new scene. Oh, so you kind of see what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna transfer this over there, add that one, and make this one smaller. Okay, oh, there we go.
Yeah, I gotta move them
Like
over. Here we
that.
go.
And then that's the output.
Yeah, that
So
is really pretty cool.
right, and then now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, if I need to go to that site, and it was the let's see, it was www.radarbox.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. All right, leave that right there, and come down here. It's gonna do its thing. Oh, actually, this is where I'm at. Okay, yeah. So let's do this. We'll keep this right here, and all right. Now you can actually see the output of what is going on. So what I just created
Right.
just now talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
is very simple. Very simple. But I
This is what I'm talking about. So you got a head start right now into making this dream come true of getting the video of the sky
Mhm.
along with the radar, along with
Yes.
your using that program, something that's showing the time and date
Mhm.
ticking away. So you get all this data, maybe weather, a picture, a video of a little webcam shot of the trimeter, all this on at the same time, synchronized. So you get
Mhm.
an event going across the screen. The trimeter goes at the same time this thing flies across, shows up. It's a magnetic field. Your compass moves and swings. That is dramatic evidence.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what you
Thank you.
want to do.
Thank you.
You'll
Yes.
be light years ahead of everybody else.
Thank you.
And then you can, when you get the whole thing, you can talk about it. I did this, I used that, I did that. You make a little white paper or whatever,
Mhm.
and people can, clone it, or I don't know, you
Yes.
could sell it. I don't know, sell the package or whatever.
Yeah, and
Um,
the thing is too is I can save all of my scenes and all of that, and also with the open broadcaster you can hit record, so you can record it as much as you have your hard drive, which is good, you know.
I love that. Doggone it, I love that program.
Right, it's very easy to do.
I
It's just
mean, I never even dreamed that existed, and there it is, and I
yeah.
could think of 1,000 uses for that right now.
Right, and all you got to do is let me pull this up. So I'm going to give you the quick and dirty version of where it's at. I'm just going to type in OBS Studio.
I
OBS.
gotta see if I can find one of my old phones. I usually
Oh,
lose
this is actually online. Let me
I lose
share.
track of my old phones, that I could set up shooting some video. But this
Okay,
has been good because I get a lot of ideas. You get a lot of ideas. We're moving forward.
yeah. All right, so I'm going to close this down. Reaper, I love Reaper. This is my best. Now I do radio, so that was my best program for editing.
Mm-hmm.
Windows, okay, OBS Studio, obsproject.com. You just come over here, and this is all the stuff you can do with it. Let's see, Windows. Oh yeah, there's a full installer, free and open source software. Download and
Wow.
streaming today. It's free. It's what you can however you can dream.
You're right.
It's
Whatever you want to put on there from your screen, if it's got an input to your PC, then it's got an input to that program.
yes.
So if
And
I had 3 video cameras all streaming in, it would show all 3 as 3 different sources, and wow, the more things that I could hook up to the PC. I mean, I could set up a Jim Dandy monitoring station.
mhm,
Just got to get the streaming video.
yes, I just gotta get quicker internet. I mean, really,
Yeah, now
quicker,
I'm
faster
thinking
internet.
the I have, let's just say we're using a phone, and an old phone, and
Mhm,
I'm streaming the video.
mhm,
What do I stream that video? You have a program that can receive that and then show it on the screen?
mhm.
And what was that program called again?
What I had just now?
Um,
OBS.
well, how would OBS know that there's a connection to
I'll
on
show you.
Wi-Fi?
Oh, I'll show you.
So, like you have one of your cameras.
Yes, let me
You
show you.
turn it on, and how do you tell the camera to stream the video to the
Awesome.
internet?
Let,
Is
let
there a
me show
special
you.
program for that?
It's part of it. It's part of Open Broadcaster.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
it's got to use TCP IP and somehow to let the world know that there's a streaming.
see here's the start streaming right here, and then start recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, and then there's settings. So when you pull up the settings, you can do your stream. You can stream to Facebook Live, you can stream to Twitch, Twitter, all of that.
Oh, it can do this. So if you have that on your phone, it could shoot out a stream connect to your camera and shoot out a stream. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, this can stream. Now this right here is a PC app. This is all
Right.
PC app. But there are apps where you can actually get this. Now so if I can start this as my camera. So when you call me again, I can go in here. I could change my video input to be the SM player, the OBS. So as soon as you log in, you'd be able to see all this. So it's very simple. If I start the virtual camera, then it comes out as OBS. Let me stop share here. Boom. Okay. And then I apologize for, oh, well, look at this OBS virtual camera. Oh my
See,
goodness.
what you want to be able to do, the point I'm trying to get to here is that we want to easily set up on an old camera that's not hooked to um, the main phone company. It's just an old camera that you're using to record, and you want to turn it on, make the video shoot out of the camera via the Wi-Fi into some app.
Yes.
So in order for that to happen, you need an app on the camera that streams out the video so that it could be received by the OBS. Whether there's a little OBS on the thing that's streaming it out and shooting it into the one on your computer, however
Mhm.
that can be done.
Yes.
Uh, that's what I'm really driving for. A way to
Now,
set up the phone camera to connect into your PC, and so
mhm.
that you can view it live if you wanted to,
Yeah. So
and then stream it.
yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. So what you are seeing right now is the output of the camera. So that's how I changed it. That's why. So the only way you at your office have you can't overwrite because I've chosen the camera. So where it says stop video, I just click on the down, and I'm going to choose my camera now, and you'll be able to see my face. Hi. Okay, now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to choose OBS. It says Logic Capture or OBS Virtual Camera. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that, and then I can create all kinds of stuff on here. I can create that. You'll be able to see that. It's very easy to do. Now with me, I have to have a little bit faster computer, but not really bad. Now, sorry about that. Now let's start that. Let's start this. Oh, now you're just seeing this. Let me start my video. Oh, camera. There we go. Okay. So there's so much we can do. We need a team of techies, physicists, people who scientists, And I've even noticed a lot of designers whenever I'm looking up for people to talk to, as far as designers as well. But um, it's getting to be where more and more people know how to use OBS even better, so they can get that and stream it. It's been a while since I've done it, but now that I'm starting to do more and more podcasts with people, and I know that it works, it looks good, then I'm going to start using that. And you can say, oh, well, hey, can you pull up the camera from outside? Of course I can. I use a program called Knox, that is a PC Android emulator. And does that sound familiar? Do you know what that would be? What that means? No.
No, I'm just thinking of something as you're talking here.
Okay. Mhm.
An example of what I'm talking about, how you could stream live to Facebook.
Oh, easy.
You know, they put a button on there. You have the Facebook app on your
Yes.
phone,
Mhm.
and you hit the button, stream live, and it shows right up on your Facebook page.
Yeah, that or even YouTube. I can stream. I can stream just
And
what we saw to YouTube.
and you
Yes.
could do the same thing on YouTube. Well,
Mhm.
I'm saying I want to be able to do that to OBS with your
Yes.
Wi-Fi camera. And
Right. And yeah. And so
do
there's
you know how to do that exactly?
yes. So in OBS,
Well, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So well, within OBS, what you do is you choose a camera source, and
Hmm.
so what this would be it would give me an IP address. I would log in online, and but I would use that window as this. So that would give me all these cameras. And it's been a while since I've done
I'm
OBS
going to try that later on and see if I
parts.
could get my camera connected to OBS, because
Yes.
that's it. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
So you're looking for, there's an app called Droid Cam. And it will, when you get Droid Cam,
Hmm.
it will give you the IP address and it'll tell you how to log in on your computer, and you'll be
Exactly.
able to see it perfectly. You could set it outside. You can have as many of these as you want.
See,
Uh,
that's the kind of information we're looking for, Les. That's
thank,
exactly, you have a wealth of information in this area. You've
thank you.
apparently already thought of all these things and have investigated, and that's very valuable. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Oh, I
you
appreciate you.
sharing all of that with us today.
And be,
That's
and
excellent.
be, and before we go, I tell you that I've got a little gift for you because we've been talking about magnets. This is an old hard drive that I got out of a laptop. Okay, this is like an 80 gig hard drive. I peeled off the tape, or peeled it off. There's little screws in here, so I have a little star screw, little, one of these little guys. So I'm now going to open it. I've never seen it, but this is for you, because of how nice you've been, and I want to see what this looks like. So I've never opened up a little one. So we already know that there's a magnet in there because based on this right here,
Right.
it's a hard drive. That's a hard drive
Yeah.
magnet.
Yeah.
So that one, of course, is going to be different than this little guy. All right, here goes. Here goes. Let's see what's inside. Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah.
See that little magnet?
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
right there.
If I had a way, I would send this to you. It's beautiful. You can tell there's no fingerprints.
Right.
Nothing. It's very
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
highly polished. Yeah.
Not as beautiful as your trefoil knot, but this is still fun. So the way that this records, it has a little needle that comes across
Hmm.
like that, and it's magnetic. So that's
Right.
up here. That's your aisle, and you could even say, oh, it's this reading or that reading, and we could even we could do magnets with this and see, and we could, that's a whole nother show. We could do a whole nother show just on magnetism. You could be teaching me stuff.
Mm.
But this is, yeah, so that's for you. I wanted to do that, and it's pretty neat looking, because when you look at it, like, wow, this is art. Actually, I what I do is old hard drives, I give them to people. Just, that's weird. I just thought I heard something. Okay, and I sometimes do, but I just set these out on the table. My mom's got one. I think my mom showed it to you when we were doing that. But all of this stuff is just fun, and I'm just hanging out. I work at a radio station for 2 hours a day, and go do my radio show, and then I come home and I'm just hanging out. But
Okay.
I used to be kind of depressed. I got health issues, and But as you know, the more you talk to people, it's good for your depression, all of that. It's very,
Well,
to get it.
Les, I want you not to be depressed, and I'm going to tell
Oh,
you why. Because you're doing something important, and it's going to make a difference. You may not think it's that big a deal, but I'm telling you, it is. The stuff I'm learning, the way it's stimulating my mind with ideas and stuff, it's going to do that to other people too. And I put this
good,
show on my YouTube site.
good.
It's important. It's going to help people get to the truth. It's going to, entertain people as well, because they're going to, like you, going to enjoy
Oh,
doing this stuff. And maybe, just maybe, like you say, there's a treasure up in the sky,
yes,
and they're going to catch something really breakthrough.
yes,
And then we have to distribute that somehow so that it
right,
doesn't get deleted and erased. But
yes.
um keep up the good work. I guess
Thank
we'll
you.
wrap it up now, because this is getting pretty long, and
Okay.
people get tired after a while.
Yes,
But
yes,
we've given them a lot of good information, a lot
yes,
of technique, and a
yes,
lot of ideas, which I think are going to be very helpful in pushing forward what I hope is a website where people can upload their video, their special ones that they got, not the whole thing, but maybe if they want to connect in live, like these multi webcam sites do, where they're all pointing to the sky, and we're able to watch. People could come to this website, pick a state wherever they're at, Google Maps, with the little
yeah,
clips on there,
sure.
click in and watch live in the sky to see if there's something there. And, if there's ever some event that's going on, a volcano erupting, whatever,
Hmm.
we'll have a camera there, hopefully, to cover that. The more people that join, the better.
Right.
And maybe if you feel like doing that, we could work on that
I
and
would
do
love
something.
to. Yeah, I would love to. You've challenged me now because I still have a few hours before I have to go to work. So now you got me thinking. You're like, okay, I'm gonna hook all these up and I'm gonna present something to you. And maybe I'm gonna
I
maybe.
would love to see you do 4 of those cameras
Oh yeah, I can do that.
live into that OBS and
I can,
streaming it so that I could look at it on YouTube or something.
you've given me a challenge. You've given me a challenge. So I'm gonna see what I come up with within maybe the next day or so. Who knows? Maybe even today. But I
Well,
like a
don't
good.
strain yourself, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
definitely I'd like
okay.
to see that.
All right. So I'm going to tell everybody that all of this stuff, the only thing I think that I've even purchased is the camera that I'm using right here, and everything else is old.
Hmm.
I'm a good friend with a computer guy who owns tons of computers. He sells them in Arkansas, a good friend of mine. And, and all of these phones are all old. So I would say with stuff laying around the house, old computers, you can do what I do.
Hmm. That's a good message to leave
and,
them
and
with.
and I can, yeah, and I can walk you through it. So give you step by step, and I'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay, Les, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll shut down the recording, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, my friend, just go to Les's YouTube and subscribe to him,
Yes,
Objects and Orbs,
yes,
and that'll be a good thing. Or come to my YouTube site, Mark Fiorentino, Super Relativity, The Great Awakening.
yes,
I'm
yes.
on YouTube as well, and we both could use subscribers.
Okay.
And until next time, we'll see you.
Thank you so much.